His senior year in high school was the first basketball that he ever played.
Noel Carie was among a group of extraordinarily talented players in the early modern history of Trailblazer basketball. Carie was a Vincennes local, the younger son of Urban and Helen Carie, graduating from Central Catholic High School in 1955. But as his first cousin Bill Carie recalls, basketball wasn't always his top priority.
His father passed away at 42, the age of 42, and Noel thought his job was to take care of his mother. And his freshman, sophomore, and junior year, that's what he did. His senior year in high school was the first basketball that he ever played.
But lifelong friend and teammate Leon Haig says he can remember playing against Carie in elementary school before they went on to play together their senior year at Central Catholic, then at Vincennes University, and even Christian Brothers University in Memphis.
One thing I remember us playing in grade school on a concrete outside goal, and he was at St. John's and I was at Sacred Heart, but we played each other. He was a pure shooter. He could fill it up, so he was a great ball player.
Carie would go on to play in 56 Vincennes University games over 2 seasons from 1955 to 57. Carie, Kenny Gray from Washington, Indiana, and Bob Showalter from Columbus, Ohio, each scored 1,000 or more points in their 2 seasons of playing together. Carie still remains on the list of VU all-time scorers in 2 seasons, coming in at 20th.
The game was so different, in those days. I mean, you're playing on a different type of court, you're playing in a different style, you're playing without a three-point line typically, and then to have that many good players on one team and for all of them to be successful, I think speaks volumes as to just the 3 of them in general and how good they actually were as basketball players. And additionally, I think that it's amazing that you have a team that accomplished what they did and scored the points that they did, and they didn't come from a long way away. They came from Vincennes. They came from this area.
The 1955-56 team finished the season with a 26-3 record and ranked 3rd in the final NJCAA basketball poll. During Carie's sophomore season at VU, the Trailblazers once again posted a 26-3 record. Well, anytime you dig through history of a program, you can find discrepancies, especially when you go back in time when many records were kept by hand. This story falls right in line with that sentiment. For decades, it has been documented at VU that it was Carie's 2nd season at VU in 1957 that earned him national recognition. However, with his actual certificate in hand, we now know with certainty that it was actually Carie's freshman year performance during the 55-56 season that he was named Honorable Mention All-American by the NJCAA. He became the first of now 81 All-Americans for the VU Trailblazers, which consists of 52 men and 29 women. VU Athletics honored Carie at a home game in January, with his family donating back to the school his VU letter jacket, which will soon be on display inside the varsity club room. It's part of the effort by Director of VU Athletics, John Meeks, to pay homage to the program's history.
One of the things that I've tried to really work on in this job is to really connect the past with the current. There's a lot of history at VU that I think doesn't maybe get the credit that it's deserved at this point. And, we really want to go back and honor those people. And it's bad to say posthumously, but in this situation, I think that it's a great opportunity to really showcase the people that laid the foundation here at VU.
Carie followed Haig in transferring to CBU in Memphis, where he played in 53 games with the Buccaneers over 2 seasons. Christian Brothers compiled a 41-15 record over 2 seasons. Carie and Haig were also on the first CBU team in school history to reach the 1959 NAIA National Tournament in Kansas City. Like Haig, Carie went on to make Memphis his permanent home. In 1965, he began his teaching career at Christian Brothers High School, where he also coached basketball and tennis. Leon's son, Lee Haig, remembers Carie well.
I know he used to hang out at mom and dad's house, or my house when I was little, so I've known Noel most of my life. And then he was actually one of my teachers at Christian Brothers High School. He was down to earth. People always got along with him. It was funny because he would always, whenever I would see him, he would always talk about the Reveille girls basketball team.
He followed Central Catholic somewhat, Vincennes University, and then the girls' teams. Reveille's girls' team that was doing so well, you know, he had some relation hanging out in that era also. And he never forgot about Vincennes.
Carrie's best friend's son and godson, Paul Dooley, says Carie always had a story to tell from back home, especially when it came to basketball.
One of his teachers, the principal of the school, Brother Leo Fabius Forget, said about basketball, once a shooter, always a shooter. And that was something that he always liked to tell about, you know, no matter how old you got, you could still shoot.
As Carie began teaching business law, business management, U.S. history, and religion at Christian Brothers High School, he also took his love and extensive knowledge of basketball into a successful coaching career.
The players respected him. He treated them with respect. He wasn't a Bobby Knight or anything like that. He wasn't throwing chairs and doing anything, like that. He was very calm. He's very calm personality. I mean, you really never saw him terribly upset. But anyway, and he had a good sense of humor, and he didn't always have the best players all the time, but they worked really hard, and he did have some great victories over teams that they never in a million years thought they could beat. And even after he quit coaching basketball, he was coaching tennis. And for, about 8 years, he was named Coach of the Year by the Tennessee School Association of Athletics. And, of course, he had some great players.
But if you knew Carie, you knew he was modest and never bragged about his accomplishments. Instead, it was his family, friends, and faith he would share with others. Carie passed away peacefully on December 4th, 2024. Many in Memphis, Tennessee, and Vincennes, Indiana, will remember his legacy for decades to come.
Noel, he was just a likable guy. He was. He lived a good life. He really did. He'll never be forgotten, that's for sure.
Thanks for watching this episode of History Vault. I'm Noel Carie. Are you enjoying History Vault? Make sure you don't miss an episode. Hit like and subscribe. And be sure to check out our website, vincenneспbs.org.